Welcome to the RavensSpace on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is RavensSpace Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We have 3 great news stories and a mailbag question for you guys. First, though, I want to say please subscribe to the RavensSpace on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, we do the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. Also, a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers, because without you guys, none of this could happen. You guys are the lifeblood of the RavensSpace, and we appreciate it. We're going to hop right into the first of our 3 great news stories, and it comes from ESPN, and it talks about the Ravens defense and how they believe that they can be one of the best defenses of all time, and this time it's coming from Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams said that they are shooting for the Baltimore Ravens defense of this year to be better than the 2000 Ravens defense, which, as we know, is one of the greatest defenses of all time. Now I'll read you guys the quote from Brandon Williams. "The bar set by our defense is already very high, and our goal is to notch it up even more. The defense that helped us win that 2000 Super Bowl is the standard, and every year we're trying to reach and surpass that standard. We're never satisfied, and we always want to get better." And so I know a lot of Ravens fans, when they first hear it or they just see the news article or the headline, they might think, oh gosh, why is another Raven making promises that we probably can't keep? Because in my opinion, there will never be another team that can be as good as that Ravens defense, and simply because offenses are better than they were back then, and that's just simply the truth. They were more dynamic, the players are faster now, and different things like that. What I will say is that it's very, very, very important that the Ravens have a bar to reach for, and that's why I like the quote from Brandon Williams. It shows that as long as you got a higher bar to reach for, you have a chance, right? And they're going to try to be one of the great dominating defenses. He's not saying that they're definitely going to be better than that defense, or their only goal is to be better than that defense. He's saying that the Ravens have a culture of great defenses, and they want to be one of the great defenses in that great culture. So I like the quote. Let me know if you guys like what he said, or would you just rather the Ravens players just be quiet and play football? Let me know in the comments below. And now we're going to move on to the next news story of the day, and it talks about 3 big questions for the Baltimore Ravens. Of the 3, I'm going to discuss one question because I think that one of them is important. This comes from Yahoo Sports, and the first question is, who can Joe Flacco trust? Again, there's a lot of different players. I really do think Jeremy Maclin's going to help. Brashad Perriman's going to step up, and I think Mike Wallace will be consistent. He won't be as good as he was last year, I don't think, but I do think he'll be consistent. Another question is, who's going to step up at running back? I really think Danny Woodhead will. I know you guys love Kenneth Dixon, and I do like him as well, but I really do believe that John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens offensive minds love Danny Woodhead, and they're going to give him a shot. But the question that I want to talk about a little bit more is, who's going to generate a pass rush? And we have to ask ourselves this because it's a good question, because the biggest part of a defense is pass rush, okay? And that's just, you have to hit the quarterback. The great teams that we see in the league, like, for example, the Denver Broncos that won the Super Bowl, had great pass rush. The Patriots team of last year, in that 4th quarter and that 3rd quarter where they made that comeback, had great pass rush. Terrell Suggs is a great player, but Father Time is undefeated. And so eventually Suggs will start to wear down. So, you know, that's going to be hard to see what he has, and especially later in the season. I don't know if we can depend on just him. So the Ravens brought in rookies to try to get that youthful energy out there. Then you have Matt Judon, who again is his sophomore season, and either he's going to sophomore slump, which is going to put him in danger of becoming like the 4th man of the rotation, or he's going to shine and become a star, and which is going to lead him to be a player that, you know, will be a 3rd down player for us that can dominate the game with pass rush. So I'm excited to see who we can trust. If I had to pick somebody, I personally would just rest my money on Terrell Suggs and just hope that he, you know, doesn't wear out in the season. Because again, Matt Judon last year was inconsistent. There were some games he didn't even suit up, which is, you know, that's nervous. And then you have 2 rookies who you can't really depend on. So if I was you guys, I would put my money on Terrell Suggs, but I really do hope one of these younger players can step up and provide a constant pass rush for the Baltimore Ravens. And let me know who you think the most effective pass rusher for the Baltimore Ravens is going to be. Is it going to be the wily veteran Terrell Suggs, or the youthful young people like Tim Williams and Matt Judon? And we'll move on to the third story of the day. And the third story comes from NFL.com, and it talks about one bold prediction for each AFC team. And the bold prediction for the Baltimore Ravens is that Joe Flacco will throw for more yards than any other quarterback in the AFC. This is a very bold prediction. A bold prediction because it includes quarterbacks who many believe are better than Joe Flacco. For example, Tom Brady. And so it's kind of, sketchy. You have Ben Roethlisberger, who, is a good quarterback as well. You have a lot of quarterbacks that throw for a lot of yards. Again, another one is Phillip Rivers, all in the AFC. So what do? It's going to be hard. I do think that Joe does have a chance, only because of Jeremy Maclin, Mike Wallace, and Brashard Perriman. The deep threats are crazy. And if you take 3 or 4 shots a game, 5, 6 shots a game, you have a chance to break off half of them. And that might be awesome for the Baltimore Ravens. So, but that was their bold prediction. Do you think Joe Flacco will throw for more yards than any other quarterback in the NFL? I would say no. He's never thrown for 5,000 yards. And that's kind of the clip that the big arm quarterbacks who throw a lot of balls are actually going at today. So we shall see. I don't think he can do it, but again, I would love to see it happen. And like we do on every single RavensSpace Daily, we have the question of the day, and it comes from you guys in the RavensSpace community. Please send your questions to TheRavensSpace@gmail.com for your question to be featured either here on RavensSpace Daily or on the RavensSpace Mailbag. So this question comes from one of you guys, but you guys didn't, put a name down. You just put like a nickname, Cheddar Cheese. If you want me to call your name, put your name down. But this question comes from him, and he says, do you think there will be a surprise star? If so, who do you think it will be? And the word star makes it complicated. But there is a player that I think has a chance to be a shining player on our team. And his name is Crockett Gilmore. I think Crockett Gilmore has amazing potential to be great. I think he has the body type. I think he has the skills. I think he can catch the ball at the highest point. He just put together consistently healthy seasons and consistent play. And I think he can be a star for the Baltimore Ravens and be that big tight end that can gobble up the middle of the field. There are other players I thought about on offense, maybe a Nick Boyle, but I just don't think he's good enough yet or has the skill set yet, the physical skill set. And then another player I was thinking about was Matt Judon, but I really do think that Matt Judon's time will be split so much between him and the other 2 rookies that it'll be hard for him to gain traction. So my choice for the, surprise star, if there is one, will be Crockett Gilmore. Thank you so much for your question. And this is the end of the RavensSpace Daily for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Please subscribe to the RavensSpace on YouTube for the great Baltimore Raven content that we provide. Also, please check out the Patreon page, and a special shout out to our Patreons once again. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.